last. Today's focus is really going to be on those obliques, so that side core. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So from here, let's go ahead and come to a standing position. Precious, my little kitten's going to join me. And then we're going to bring our arms into genie arms. One leg is crossed over the other. We're going to bend those knees and we're going to lower all the way to the floor for me. Scooch back just a little bit. Extend those legs nice and long. Reach up and over those legs for me. So we're really rounding that back. We're scooping that abdomen. We're rolling back down nice and slow. Squeeze those glutes on the way down to control that down. And then we're going to inhale as our arms come up. Exhale, so just warming up that midsection, really as we prepare to get into the main event, the meat and potatoes of the workout, as I like to call it. And dive up and over those legs, and rolling back down, slow, controlled, and then we're going to go ahead, bringing our arms down by our side. Let's bend our legs for me, and let's have our heels in towards our bum. Our hips, knees, and ankles are all in alignment, so it's like the little train tracks. Let's go ahead, take a nice deep breath in, and as we exhale, we're peeling that bum as we roll all the way up into that bridge. Hips are up, ribs are melted down, and then we melt down one vertebrae after the other. Tailbone comes down last, and again, we peel as we roll all the way up, hips up, ribs down, and then we melt all the way back down. Tailbone comes down last. And last one, we're going to stay all the way up. Now, from here, bring all of our weight into our right foot as our left leg comes into a tabletop. We're going to extend that leg up, and then we're going to let that leg come out a couple of inches towards that left and back through center. And again, keeping everything else completely still. Our hips are shining up towards the ceiling. That right leg is staying at that train track. Good. Now this is a sneaky little oblique work here, guys. I bet you thought bridge isn't obliques or side abs. Oh, but my friend, with this little leg abduction, it is. 3 more here for me, and 3, good, and 2, and last one for me, bending that leg, float the foot down, get those hips back up if they've dropped, and then put all of our weight into our left foot as our right leg comes up into tabletop and extends. That leg comes out a couple of inches and in. Out a couple of inches and in. And we have 4. Good. And 3. Again, hips up to the ceiling. 2. Left leg like a little train track. 1. And bend that leg. Float that foot down. Lift the hips up and then melt down. 1 vertebrae after the other. Tailbone comes down last. Gorgeous. Now, let's roll onto our right side. Let's prop ourselves up from our elbows for me. So elbow is directly underneath of our shoulder. And we're going to keep that bottom leg bent for me. From here, can we go ahead and can we bring our legs into almost like a little frog position? So heels are together, toes are apart, knees are about shoulder distance apart. We're pulling our waist away from the floor. Let's lift that little frog up for me. And then we're going to extend the legs, zip our inner thighs together and bring them back in. We go ahead, we extend and we zip up and we draw back in. Nice. So we're keeping everything stacked and relaxed. Good. We're thinking about pulling that oblique up off the floor for me. Pushing our shoulder away from our ear. Good. And we have 5. Beautiful. 4, make sure we really finish the movement by zipping those inner thighs together. And 3. And 2 more. And last one for me. Can we go ahead, stay here and point the toes? Can we lift the leg and lower it down? Can we lift the leg and lower it down? Keeping everything stock still. Good. And we have 4 and lower. And 3, still pushing away from the floor. And 2, really feeling that oblique working. And 1, bring our legs into parallel, bending our legs. Nice. Now, go ahead, bend both legs again, extending our top leg nice and long, and reaching our left arm over the head for me. We're going to go ahead, reaching our arm, reaching our leg, and then we're going to do a slight little turn, almost like an oblique crunch, and then reaching nice and long. And I like to look down towards the floor as we do this. So again, we go ahead, elbow to the knee, slight curl in that oblique, and reaching and getting long. Make sure we're lifting that oblique up off the floor. Again, elbow to the knee, and reach and get long. And we have 4 more, and feeling that length. And 2 more, and reach and get long. And last one for me, and reach and get long. Now from here, I want you to go ahead and bring our torso and hips parallel to the front for me. I want you to go ahead and kick the leg forward, sweep it back as we reach the opposite arm forward for me, and again we go ahead as we bring our leg forward and our arm back, and reach our arm and reach that leg in the opposite direction. And we have 3 more, and reach and get long, and 2 more, still keeping that oblique away from the floor, and 1 more for me, and reach and get long. Bring everything back and level for me. Now, from here, come up onto our knees for me, and I want us to teapot down to the floor. So our hand is coming down onto the floor, still working with that right hand. Let's keep our knee underneath of our hip and our leg nice and long. Can we go ahead and do the same thing we just did? So we're reaching our arm, reaching our leg, and then go ahead, elbow to the knee like we're doing that oblique curl, and reach and get long. Again, we can absolutely stick with that last variation, guys. If umping onto the hand and the knee is not for you, absolutely we can stay down onto that hip. Good, and we have 3 more, and 2 more, and last one, get nice and long. Now, can we go ahead? Can we kick the leg forward? Can we kick it back and reach the arm forward? Can we bring our leg forward and our arm back overhead and reaching forward again? Last one for me. Good, keeping that head on straight, and come back through center and lower back down. Nice. Now, we're going to finish off on this one side before we move on to the second side for me. Now, you can either come onto your hand or your elbow for this next one. I'm going to come on down to my elbow. From here, you can be from that half plank, or we can be onto our toes, lifting our side up for me. From here, can we lift that top leg up to hip height and lower back down? Can we lift it up to hip height and lower back down? And we have 3. Can our head be just an extension of our spine? 2, and 1, and lower back down. Good. And from here, let's lie onto our back. We're going to transition up with that roll up like we just started with. Inhale as our arms come up, diving up and over those legs, sitting all the way back up for me. Now, from here, let's go ahead and let's swing our legs around so we're onto that second side for me. So we start in that propped position. We're going to have both legs in that little froggy position. Elbows underneath the shoulder for me, lifting that waist up off the floor. Heels together, toes are apart. Nice. Now, let's lift both the heels up off the floor. We push away and squeeze those inner thighs together and bend our knees as we're coming in. So my top hip is slightly towards the back and not quite stacked over my bottom hip for me, guys. So we're just balancing on that hip. We have 8, and bring it back in, and 7. Again, really do the work and finish off the movement if we can, squeezing those legs together. Good, and 4 more, and bringing it in, and 3, almost there, and 2 more. Last one, can we stay all the way out? Let's go ahead and point the toes. Let's lift the leg and lower it down. We go ahead as we lift the leg and lower it down, and we have 5, good, and 4, feeling that oblique do the work, 3 more, pushing away from that mat, and 2 more, and last one for me, lower both legs down for me, and then go ahead, stay in that prop position. We're going to bend that bottom leg for me. Now we're going to go ahead and stack those hips, reaching our top leg away, reaching our top arm away. We go ahead, we bring our elbow to our knee, almost like that oblique curl, and then we reach and get nice and long. We go ahead as we bring the elbow to the knee and reach and get nice and long. 3 more for me, and 3. And really go ahead and bring your neck wherever is comfortable for you guys. So for me, I like moving my neck with my body. It feels better for me. But if you want to keep your head in one direction, then feel free to. Okay, 2 more. And last one for me. Good. And reach, stay here. We go ahead, kick the leg forward. As our leg kicks back, we reach our arm forward. And then leg kicks forward, arm comes back overhead. And again, reach the arm forward, reach the leg back. And 3 more, still keeping our head on straight. And 2 more, still lifting that waist up off the floor. And 1 more for me. And reach. Go ahead, come back level and lower everything down. Help ourselves up to our knees for me. We're going to come into that little teapot position. So let's bring our left hand down this time, so it's underneath of our shoulder. Our knee is underneath of our hip. Our right leg is nice and long. Our right arm is nice and long. From here, pushing away from the floor, we bring our elbow to our knee and we reach and get long. Elbow to the knee and reach and get long. And we have 3. Perfect. And 2, almost there. And 1, get nice and long. We kick the leg forward. We sweep it back as we reach that arm forward in the opposite direction. Arm comes back over the head, leg kicks forward, reaching the arm and the leg away from each other. And 2 more for me. Reach and get long. And 1 more for me. Reach and get long and lower everything down. So again, onto our side plank. We can do this from our elbow or on our hand. Again, I'm going to mirror that second side by doing that elbow underneath of our shoulder, coming onto our knees or our feet, lifting ourselves up. We lift that leg and we lower it. We lift that leg and we lower it again. So make sure our head's not dangling down. It's an extension of our spine. We have 3 more and 2 more and last one and lower down for me. Roll onto our tummy. Bring our arms into genie arms, resting our forehead onto those forearms for me. Legs are going to be laterally rotated about mat distance apart. And from here, we're going to inhale as we swan up for me. And lower back down. Just twice more to warm up this extension. Inhale as we lift and exhale as we lower. Can we make sure that our pubic bone is pressed down and our belly button is lifted up? Last one. Can we stay lifted? Can we reach our right arm free and we'll do a little side bend towards our right side, coming back through center, bring our hand into genie arm and lower down. Can we swan up? Can we free our left arm to the side, do a little side bend, back through center, back through genie arms, and lower down. And just 1 more each side, lifting up, reaching the arm to freedom, side bend over for me, really that lateral flexion, and lower back down. And last one, as we lift, arm to the side, like a little teapot pouring some tea, back through center, arm into genie arms, lower down for me. And from here, go ahead, send ourselves back into that rest position. And let's stretch out that side a bit. Let's bring our right arm underneath of our left. Right facial cheek comes to the floor for me. We're getting a little spinal rotation. And come back through center. And then the left arm underneath of the right for me. Good. Again, bringing that cheek to the floor if that feels good. And come out of that position. Walk our arms over to the right side. Let's bring our left hand on top of our right. Let's unturtle our neck by giving ourselves a neck again. And let's come back through center, walking over to the left side. Right hand on top of the left, getting that lovely stretch through that side body. And come back through center. And roll all the way up with a nice angry back for me. Rolling those shoulders back for 3, and 2 and 1. And my loves, you are all done. Fabulous job. I can't wait to hear all about it, and I will see you next time.